He was called the laziest boy in school. He never finished anything, not even a simple task. But one tiny decision, just one small habit, changed his entire life forever. This is the story of how a lazy boy became unstoppable. In a small town, surrounded by golden fields and gentle hills, lived a 16-year-old boy named Ethan Cole. Ethan was known everywhere, not for his achievements, but for his laziness. His teachers complained that he never submitted his homework on time. His parents worried that he slept more than he studied. And his friends often teased, "Ethan, you'll probably be late to your own success too." He would just smile lazily and say, "Relax, life's not a race. I'll figure it out someday." But someday never came. Every morning, Ethan's alarm clock screamed at 7 a.m. He'd stretch his hand out, hit the snooze button, and mumble, "Just 5 more minutes." 5 minutes turned into 15, 15 into 30. By the time he woke up, the sun was already high, and his classes were half over. He'd rush through breakfast, scroll through his phone, and promise himself, "I'll study properly tomorrow." But tomorrow never came. One cold evening, Ethan's father, Mr. Cole, came home tired from work. He found Ethan lying on the couch watching videos, chips scattered around. "Ethan," his father said in a calm but serious tone, "do you ever wonder where you'll be in 5 years if you keep living like this?" Ethan laughed softly. "Dad, I'm just 16. I have time. Don't worry so much." His father looked at him for a long moment, then walked to his room silently. That night, something strange happened. At midnight, Ethan heard a noise. His father had dropped something, a box of old photographs. Curious, Ethan helped him pick them up. He saw pictures of his father in his 20s, working, learning, smiling proudly next to a small shop that said, "Cole's Carpentry." "Dad, you had a shop?" Ethan asked, surprised. His father smiled sadly. "Yes, son. I started it when I was your age, but I lost it because I stopped improving. I got comfortable, lazy even. One day, a competitor overtook me. I had to shut it down." He paused, his voice softer now. "Laziness doesn't take everything at once. It takes a little each day. Your dreams, your time, your confidence, until one day you realize you have nothing left." Those words pierced Ethan's heart. He didn't sleep that night. For the first time in months, Ethan woke up before his alarm. The world outside was quiet, peaceful. The air was cold but fresh. He didn't know what to do, but he decided to make a small change. He'll just make his bed, he thought. That's all, one small thing. It took only a minute, but when he looked at his neatly made bed, something stirred inside him, a small sense of pride. He whispered to himself, "It's not much, but it's a start." That was day 1. The next day, he did it again, made his bed, then added one more small thing. He brushed his teeth right after waking up without checking his phone first. It felt simple, too simple. But that tiny routine started giving him a strange feeling: control. By day 5, he was waking up on time, making his bed, brushing his teeth, and sitting down for 10 minutes of study before school. 10 minutes seemed nothing, but it was more than 0. And that was everything. After a few weeks, Ethan noticed something. He wasn't failing his quizzes anymore. In fact, one day his teacher smiled and said, "Good job, Ethan, you're improving." The class turned in surprise. "Ethan? Improving?" He blushed, scratching his neck. "Just "Trying something new," he said softly. But deep inside, a small fire had been lit. Ethan began learning about habits and success. He discovered something called the 1% rule. If you improve just 1% every day, you'll be 37 times better in a year. He didn't laugh this time. It made sense. He told himself, "I don't need to change my life overnight. I just need to get a little better every day." So he added one more small habit: reading 5 pages of a book daily. That's it. Not 50, not 100, just 5. Within a month, those 5 pages became a whole book. But progress isn't always smooth. After 2 months, Ethan began slipping again. One cold morning, he stayed in bed and thought, maybe skipping today won't hurt. He skipped one day, then another. Soon his small habits started to fade away, one by one. Until one afternoon, his teacher returned his test with a big red mark: fail. The same old shame returned. The same old voice whispered, "You'll never change, Ethan. You're just lazy." He sat on the school bench, staring at the paper, tears forming in his eyes. That's when his friend Liam sat next to him. Liam was one of the top students, disciplined and focused. He looked at Ethan and said, "Hey, one bad test doesn't define you. You were improving, remember? You just stopped your habits. Start again. That's all it takes." Ethan wiped his tears. "Start again," he repeated. Those words hit deep. That night, Ethan picked up his book again. He made his bed. He studied for just 5 minutes. It felt awkward, like starting over, but the next day, it felt easier. By the 3rd day, he was back in rhythm. He realized something powerful. It's not falling that's failure. It's staying down that is. Each time he restarted, he grew stronger. Months passed. Ethan's small habits started stacking up, like building blocks. He now woke up before sunrise. He exercised for 10 minutes daily. He studied 30 minutes without distractions. He wrote down his goals every night. Each habit was tiny on its own, but together they built momentum that changed everything. He felt sharper, calmer, and more confident. Even his parents noticed. His mom smiled one morning and said, "Ethan, I don't know what's happening to you, but I like it." Ethan laughed. "Small habits, Mom. That's the secret." One day, Ethan's school announced a science fair competition. He hesitated. He had never joined before. Too much work, too much pressure. But something inside him said, "Try." He applied. At first, his project was simple: a solar-powered lamp. But as he worked on it every day for 20 minutes, it started to evolve. He improved the design, tested it, and added creative touches. By the time the competition came, Ethan's project was ready. Neat, functional, and impressive. On the day of the fair, students presented amazing projects. Ethan's palms were sweaty. He looked around the crowd and whispered to himself, "I made my bed. I can do this too." When his turn came, he spoke clearly and confidently. He explained how small improvements, like his lamp's design changes, created big results. He even compared it to how small habits changed his life. When he finished, there was silence, then applause. The judges were impressed. Later that afternoon, they announced the results. 3rd place goes to Ethan Cole. He couldn't believe it. The lazy boy had won a prize, not because of luck, but because of consistency. That evening, Ethan walked home under a golden sunset, holding his small trophy. It wasn't huge, but it was heavy with meaning. When he reached home, his dad smiled proudly and said, "Looks like those small habits aren't so small after all." Ethan laughed. "They never were, Dad. I just couldn't see it before." Years passed.
Ethan kept growing, not through big changes, but through thousands of small steps. He went to college, started his own small online business, and became known for his discipline and calm focus. People who once called him lazy now called him inspiring. He even gave a talk at his old school titled "The Power of Small Habits." Standing before hundreds of students, he said, "I used to believe I had to do everything at once, but I learned that true success comes from doing one small thing every single day." Small habits create big change because they change you. The crowd clapped, and in the front row, his father's eyes glistened with pride. Ethan's story reminds us that transformation doesn't come from one big action. It comes from small, daily habits, repeated with patience and faith. Because one small habit can build confidence. One small step can start momentum. One small change can rewrite your story. You don't need to change everything today. You just need to start with one small habit. Make your bed, drink water, study 5 minutes, read a page, walk outside. Do something small, and do it every day. Because small things, when done consistently, become powerful enough to change your destiny. When Ethan looked back years later, he realized the truth. Success isn't built in a day, it's built daily. That's the surprising power of small habits. They turn lazy boys into disciplined men. They turn lost dreams into living realities. And they can turn your life around too, starting from today. So ask yourself, what's the one small habit you'll start today? The end.